The plane is dying at 20,000 feet. Both pilots are bleeding and can barely see. 200 people scream behind them. They have minutes before everyone falls from the sky. Then a woman walks into the cockpit. She's just a passenger in jeans. But when she speaks into the radio, everything changes. She says one word. Viper. The fighter pilots freeze. That call sign. That legend. Warriors bow to that name. Who is she? Before you watch full story, comment below from which country are you watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories. The plane shakes hard. Captain Sarah Mitchell grips the control stick with both hands. Sweat runs down her face. Her co-pilot, James Carter, is bleeding from his head. He can barely see. 200 people sit behind them, scared and crying. Mayday, mayday, mayday. Sarah speaks into the radio. Her voice shakes. This is United Flight 2847. We have major problems. Engines failing. Controls not working. We need help now. The plane drops fast. People scream. Bags fall from above. The oxygen masks drop down. Everyone is terrified. Sarah looks at James. Can you help me? James tries to focus. Blood covers his face. I can't see well. Everything is spinning. Sarah's heart pounds. She is alone. 200 lives depend on her. But she is losing control. The plane is dying. She is dying. Her vision gets blurry. She can't breathe right. In seat 23C, a woman sits quietly. She wears jeans and a simple blue shirt. Her hair is tied back. She looks normal. Just another passenger. But her eyes are different. They are calm. They are watching everything. Other passengers cry and pray. But this woman breathes slowly. She counts. She listens to the plane's sounds. She knows these sounds. She has heard them before. The plane drops again. People scream louder. The woman unbuckles her seatbelt. She stands up. Ma'am. Sit down. A flight attendant yells at her. The woman looks at her with sharp eyes. I'm a pilot. Military. I can help. Let me through. The flight attendant stares. Something in the woman's voice makes her step aside. The woman walks to the cockpit. The plane shakes, but she moves like she has done this 1,000 times. She opens the cockpit door. Sarah turns around. Who are you? Get out. My name is Rebecca Thornton, the woman says calmly. I'm a fighter pilot. I've flown in combat. I've flown damaged planes. Let me help you. Sarah looks at her. Should she trust this stranger? She has no choice. James is hurt. I can't do this alone. I'm losing consciousness. Rebecca slides into the jump seat behind them. She puts on a headset. Her hands move fast across the controls. She knows exactly what to do. What's our situation? Rebecca asks. Both engines are failing, Sarah says. Her voice is weak. Hydraulics are gone. I have almost no control. We're at 18,000 feet and dropping fast. Rebecca looks at the instruments. This is bad. Very bad. But she has been in bad situations before. Okay, Sarah. Listen to me. You focus only on keeping the wings level. That's all. Just keep us steady. I'll handle everything else. Sarah nods. She can do that. Just one thing. Keep the wings level. Rebecca grabs the radio. Denver Center, this is United 2847. I am Colonel Rebecca Thornton, call sign Viper. I am now coordinating this emergency. We need immediate military support. We need fighter escort. And we need the closest airport cleared for emergency landing. There is silence on the radio. Then a voice comes back. Did you say Viper? Affirmative. Call sign Viper. Now get me support. We have about 10 minutes before this plane falls from the sky. Roger that, Viper. We're scrambling F-35s from Buckley Air Force Base. They'll be with you in 5 minutes. Rebecca turns to Sarah. Help is coming. Stay with me. Keep breathing. Keep those wings level. Sarah's hands shake on the controls. I don't know if I can do this much longer. Yes, you can. You're a pilot. You've trained for this. Your passengers need you. I need you. Just a few more minutes. Behind them, James groans. He tries to sit up. What's happening? Stay still, Rebecca tells him. You have a head injury. Let us handle this. Rebecca's mind works fast. She calculates distance, altitude, speed. The plane is losing height at 2,000 feet per minute. The closest airport is Colorado Springs. That's 40 miles away. They might make it. Maybe. The radio crackles. United 2847, this is Raptor 1 and Raptor 2. We are 2 F-35 fighters approaching your position. We'll be visual in 1 minute. Rebecca keys the radio. Raptor flight, this is Viper. We have catastrophic damage. Both engines failing. No hydraulics. Pilots injured. I need you to do a visual inspection. Tell me how bad this looks from outside. There is another pause. Then a different voice comes on. Younger. Excited. Viper. Ma'am, is this really Viper? The Viper. Raptor 1, we can talk about that later. Right now I need your eyes on this aircraft. We're blind up here. Yes ma'am. Sorry ma'am. Moving into position now. Rebecca looks out the window. She sees them. 2 sleek F-35 fighter jets. They move close to the passenger plane. 1 on each side. Viper, Raptor 1. I have visual on your aircraft. The pilot's voice changes. It gets serious. Ma'am, you've got major damage to your left engine. It's on fire. Your right engine is trailing smoke. And Jesus, your tail section is damaged. I can see metal torn away. Rebecca closes her eyes for a second. Then opens them. How bad is the tail? Ma'am, I don't know how you're still flying. The vertical stabilizer is partially gone. You should not have control at all. Well, we barely do. Can the aircraft hold together long enough to reach Colorado Springs? Honestly, ma'am. I don't know. Every second you stay in the air is a miracle. Rebecca makes a decision. Raptor flight, I need you to escort us all the way down. If this plane starts to break apart, I need to know immediately. Also, contact Colorado Springs. Tell them to clear all runways. Roll every emergency vehicle they have. This is going to be rough. Roger that, Viper. We're with you all the way. Rebecca turns back to Sarah. The captain's face is gray. Her breathing is shallow. Sarah, look at me. Look at me. Sarah's eyes focus on Rebecca. We have fighter escort. We're going to make it to Colorado Springs. But I need you to stay conscious. Can you do that? Sarah nods weakly. Who are you really? Why do they call you Viper? Rebecca gives a small smile. Long story. I'll tell you over drinks after we land. The plane shakes violently. Something explodes in the left engine. Fire spreads across the wing. Raptor 1. Talk to me. Rebecca yells into the radio. Your left engine just exploded. Fire on the wing. But the wing structure still looks intact. Rebecca's mind races. Fire on the wing. No hydraulics to deploy fire suppression. The fuel tanks are in the wings. If the fire reaches them. She pushes the thought away. Focus. One problem at a time. Sarah, I need you to cut fuel to the left engine. Can you reach that switch? Sarah's hand moves slowly. So slowly. She flips the switch. The fire gets smaller. But it doesn't go out. Raptor 1, is the fire spreading? Negative, Viper. Fire is contained to the engine area. But you're down to one engine now. One engine. On a plane designed for two. With no hydraulics. And a damaged tail. Rebecca does the math. They're at 12,000 feet now. Colorado Springs is 20 miles away. They're descending at 1,500 feet per minute. They'll reach the airport at about 2,000 feet. That's enough. Barely. Denver Center, Viper. We need direct routing to Colorado Springs. No delays. No holding patterns. We get one chance at this. Viper, you're cleared direct. Descend at your discretion. All traffic has been cleared. The runway is yours. Rebecca looks at the controls. Sarah is barely holding on. Her head drops forward, then jerks back up. Sarah. Stay with me. 5 more minutes. That's all I need. I'm trying, Sarah whispers. I'm so tired. I know. I know you are. But you're doing amazing. Your passengers are alive because of you. Just a little longer. The plane drops through 8,000 feet. The ground is getting closer. Rebecca can see Colorado Springs now. The airport. The runway. So close. Raptor 1, how does our approach look? Viper, your approach angle is good. But you're coming in fast. Too fast. We have no choice. With one engine and no hydraulics, this is the speed we get. Understood, Viper. We'll stay with you. Rebecca turns to Sarah. Okay, Sarah. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to talk you through every step. You just do exactly what I say. Don't think. Just react. Okay. Sarah nods. Raptor flight, I need you to call out our altitude every 1,000 feet. Roger, Viper. The plane descends. Rebecca watches the instruments. Watches Sarah. Watches everything. 6,000 feet, Raptor 1 calls out. Sarah, adjust trim. Nose up slightly. Good. Perfect. 5,000 feet. Reduce power on the right engine. Just a little. Good. 4,000 feet. The runway is right in front of them now. But they're coming in too fast. Way too fast. 3,000 feet. Sarah, I need you to trust me now. On my mark, cut power to the remaining engine. Sarah looks at her with wide eyes. That will kill us. No. It will save us. The engine is pushing us too fast. We need to slow down. Trust me. I've done this before. 2,000 feet. Sarah. Now. Cut the engine. Sarah's hand moves to the throttle. She pulls it back. The engine goes quiet. The plane is gliding now. Falling. Silent except for the wind. 1,000 feet. Pull back on the stick. Gently. Raise the nose. Sarah pulls. The nose comes up. 500 feet. Hold it. Hold it steady. The ground rushes up at them. So fast. 200 feet. Raptor 1, get clear. We're coming in. The two F-35s bank away. Hard and fast. 100 feet. Sarah, hold the nose up. Don't let it drop. 50 feet. The runway is right there. Right under them. The wheels hit. Hard. So hard. The plane bounces back into the air. Comes down again. Harder this time. Metal screams. Something breaks. But they're on the ground. Sarah pushes the brakes. They barely work. The plane rolls down the runway. Too fast. Still too fast. Emergency vehicles chase them. Lights flashing. Sirens wailing. The plane keeps rolling. The end of the runway gets closer. Come on, Rebecca whispers. Stop. Please stop. Finally, slowly, the plane slows down. It rolls off the runway onto the grass. And stops. For a moment, nobody moves. Nobody speaks. Then Sarah starts crying. We're alive. Oh God, we're alive. Rebecca puts a hand on her shoulder. You did it, Sarah. You saved everyone. Behind them, they hear people crying. Cheering. Screaming with relief. Emergency crews surround the plane. Fire trucks spray foam on the burning engine. Ambulances wait for the doors to open. James wakes up. Did we land? Yeah, Rebecca says. We landed. The evacuation begins. Passengers slide down the emergency slides. Some are crying. Some are laughing. All of them are alive. Paramedics rush into the cockpit. They help Sarah and James. Both need immediate medical attention. What about you? A paramedic asks Rebecca. I'm fine. Help them first. Who are you? The paramedic asks. Before Rebecca can answer, a voice comes over her headset. She's still wearing it. Viper, this is Raptor 1. That was the most incredible piece of flying I've ever seen. Ma'am, it would be an honor to meet you. We're landing now. Rebecca smiles. Thanks, Raptor 1. Drinks are on me. She takes off the headset and walks out of the cockpit. In the cabin, people are still evacuating. Some stop when they see her. Are you the one? A man asks. Are you the one who helped the pilots? Rebecca nods. The man grabs her hand. Tears run down his face. Thank you. Thank you for saving my life. Others here. They crowd around her. Thanking her. Hugging her. Crying. Rebecca feels uncomfortable with the attention. She's not used to this. In the military, you do your job. You don't get thanked like this. She makes it outside. The Colorado Springs airport is chaos. Emergency vehicles everywhere. Passengers sitting on the grass. Crying. Hugging each other. Two F-35s land on another runway. Rebecca watches them taxi in. The canopies open. Two pilots climb out. Young. Maybe late 20s. They pull off their helmets and look around. Where's Viper? One of them asks an airport worker. The worker points to Rebecca. The two pilots run over. They stop in front of her. And they salute. Rebecca is surprised. She's in civilian clothes. She hasn't been saluted in months. She salutes back. Ma'am, Raptor 1 says. I'm Captain Mike Torres. This is Captain Lisa Chen. Ma'am, we've studied your missions in flight school. The combat engagement in 2017. 4 against 1. You and your wounded wingman. Everyone said it was impossible. But you did it. You're a legend, ma'am. Rebecca feels embarrassed. That was a long time ago. Ma'am, legends don't get old, Captain Chin says. What you did today. That just added to it. You saved 200 people with no engines and no hydraulics. That's going in the textbooks. More people gather around. Airport workers. Emergency responders. They all stare at Rebecca. What's going on? Someone asks. Who is she? Captain Torres turns to the crowd. This is Colonel Rebecca Thornton. Call sign Viper. One of the greatest fighter pilots in U.S. Air Force history. Whispers spread through the crowd. People pull out their phones. Taking pictures. Recording video. Rebecca shakes her head. I'm retired. I'm just a regular person now. Ma'am, with respect, you'll never be regular, Captain Torres says. Not after today. An ambulance nearby has its back doors open. Sarah is inside, getting treated. She sees Rebecca and calls out. Rebecca. Come here. Rebecca walks over. Sarah's eyes are red from crying. They told me who you are. Your real background. I had a legend in my cockpit and I didn't even know it. You're the legend, Sarah. You flew that plane with broken ribs and a concussion. That takes more courage than anything I've ever done. You saved us. We saved each other. A news crew arrives. A reporter runs up with a microphone. Excuse me. Are you the passenger who helped land the plane? Can we ask you some questions? Rebecca steps back. No comment. But the reporter is persistent. Is it true you're a military pilot? Is it true your call sign is Viper? What does that mean? Captain Torres steps between them. Ma'am, I think you need to respect Colonel Thornton's privacy. But more reporters are arriving. More cameras. Rebecca realizes something. Her quiet life is over. The secret she's been keeping, the identity she's been hiding, is now public. An airport official approaches. Colonel Thornton. The FAA wants to speak with you. And there are people from the airline. And the military has sent representatives. Everyone wants to talk to you. Rebecca looks up at the sky. The sun is setting. It's been 3 hours since the plane left Los Angeles. It feels like 3 years. Okay, she says. Let's get this over with. They take her to an airport conference room. Inside, there are men in suits. FAA officials. Airline executives. And 2 Air Force officers in uniform. One of the officers stands up. He's older. Maybe 60. Lots of ribbons on his chest. Colonel Thornton. I'm General Marcus Webb. I was your commanding officer 10 years ago. Rebecca salutes. General. At ease, Colonel. You're retired. No need for formalities. He smiles. Though after today, I'm wondering if we can convince you to come back. I'm done with the military, sir. I know. But the military isn't done with you. What you did today showed skills that are extremely rare. You saved 200 lives. I just did what any pilot would do. No, the general says firmly. Most pilots would have panicked. Most pilots wouldn't have known how to coordinate with fighter escort while managing injured crew and a dying aircraft. You did something extraordinary. An FAA official speaks up. Colonel Thornton, we need to understand exactly what happened up there. Your actions were outside normal procedures. We need to know why you made the decisions you made. Rebecca sits down. For the next 2 hours, she answers questions. She explains every decision. Every calculation. Every risk. The airline executives want to thank her. Offer her compensation. She refuses. I didn't do it for money. I did it because people needed help. Then what can we do for you? One executive asks. Train your crews better. Make sure they know what to do when procedures fail. Make sure they can handle situations that shouldn't be possible. We will. I promise you that. Finally, the meeting ends. Rebecca is exhausted. She just wants to sleep. But General Webb stops her. Colonel. One more thing. The story is going to get out. It's probably already on the news. Your name. Your call sign. Everything. Your quiet civilian life is over. Rebecca nods. I know. The question is, what are you going to do about it? What do you mean? You have a choice. You can hide from it. Or you can embrace it. You can use your story to teach people. To inspire them. To show them what's possible when someone refuses to give up. Rebecca thinks about this. I just want to be normal. You stopped being normal the day you earned that call sign. The day you saved your wingman against impossible odds. The day you became Viper. The general puts a hand on her shoulder. Heroes don't get to choose when they're needed. They just show up when the moment demands it. You showed up today. Those 200 people are alive because you did. Rebecca leaves the airport as the sun fully sets. A taxi takes her to a hotel. She checks in. Goes to her room. Sits on the bed. She turns on the TV. The news is showing the story. Footage of the plane. Interviews with passengers. And her name. Her call sign. The hero of United Flight 2847 has been identified as Colonel Rebecca Thornton, call sign Viper, a retired Air Force fighter pilot. Her phone rings. It's her old squadron commander. Viper. I just saw the news. That was incredible. Then another call. And another. Friends from the military. People she flew with years ago. All calling to congratulate her. She turns off her phone. She lies back on the bed and stares at the ceiling. For 6 months, she's been trying to forget who she was. Trying to be normal. Trying to leave Viper behind. But today showed her something. You can't run from who you are. Your skills don't disappear just because you change clothes. Your training doesn't fade just because you leave the service. When people needed help, she answered. Not because she wanted recognition. Not because she wanted to be a hero. But because she could. Because she had the skills. Because it was the right thing to do. Maybe being Viper isn't a burden. Maybe it's a gift. She thinks about Sarah and James. About the 200 passengers. About the children who will grow up because she was on that plane. About the families who didn't lose someone today. She thinks about Captain Torres and Captain Chen. Young pilots who look up to her. Who studied her missions. Who called her a legend. Maybe General Webb was right. Maybe heroes don't get to choose when they're needed. 3 days later, Rebecca visits Sarah in the hospital. Sarah's ribs are bandaged. She moves carefully. But she's smiling. They're releasing me tomorrow, Sarah says. I'll be off work for 6 weeks. But I'm alive. Because of you. Because of both of us, Rebecca corrects her. I want you to know something, Sarah says seriously. Before that flight, I thought I was a good pilot. I thought I could handle anything. But when everything went wrong at once, I realized I wasn't prepared. Not really. Your training, your experience, that made the difference. You did better than you think. You kept flying when most people would have given up. Only because you were there to guide me. Sarah pauses. Will you teach? Will you share what you know? Other pilots need to learn what you did up there. Rebecca considers this. Maybe. I don't know yet. Please think about it. You have knowledge that could save lives. It would be a waste to keep it hidden. Rebecca visits James too. He has a concussion and needed stitches. But he'll be okay. My kids want to meet you, James tells her. They think you're a superhero. Rebecca laughs. I'm not a superhero. I'm just a pilot who got lucky. No, James says. Luck is being in the right place at the right time. Skill is knowing what to do when you get there. You had both. The airline offers Rebecca free flights for life. She accepts this time. The FAA asks her to help develop new training programs. She agrees to consult. The Air Force asks her to give speeches at military academies. She thinks about it. Slowly, Rebecca accepts her new reality. She's not anonymous anymore. She's Viper again. But this time, she's Viper in the public eye. 2 months later, Rebecca stands in front of 200 student pilots at the Air Force Academy. They're young. Eager. Nervous. My call sign is Viper, she begins. I earned it during a combat mission where I protected my wounded wingman against 4 enemy fighters. People call it legendary. People say it was impossible. But I'm going to tell you the truth. The room is silent. I was terrified. The whole time. Every second, I thought I was going to die. I thought my wingman was going to die. But I had trained for thousands of hours. My body knew what to do even when my mind was screaming in fear. She pauses. That's what I want you to understand. Heroes aren't fearless. Heroes are just people who do what needs to be done despite their fear. Your training will prepare you. Your skills will save you. But your courage, that's what will make the difference. After the speech, students crowd around her. Asking questions. Taking pictures. One young woman asks, how do you stay calm in emergencies? Rebecca thinks about this. You don't stay calm. You acknowledge the fear, and then you push it aside. You focus on what needs to be done. One step at a time. One decision at a time. You trust your training. What was going through your mind when you walked into that cockpit on United 2847? Honestly? I was thinking that I didn't want to do it. I wanted to stay in my seat. Stay safe. But then I thought about all those people. And I knew I had skills that could help. So I had to try. Do you regret coming out of retirement? Rebecca smiles. I haven't come out of retirement. I'm just a civilian who helps when she can. But no, I don't regret what happened. Those 200 people are alive. That's all that matters. 1 year later, Rebecca has written a book about her experiences. It's called, Call Sign Viper, Lessons in Courage Under Fire. It becomes a bestseller. She consults for airlines, helping them improve safety procedures. She teaches classes on crisis management. She gives speeches around the country. But she still thinks of herself as just a pilot. Just someone who was in the right place at the right time. Sarah Mitchell returns to flying. She and Rebecca become close friends. They have lunch once a month. Do you ever think about that day? Sarah asks during one lunch. Every day, Rebecca admits. Sometimes I dream about it. The shaking. The alarms. Your face when you thought we weren't going to make it. I think about it too. About how close we came. Sometimes I'm sitting in the cockpit on a normal flight, and I have a moment of panic. What if it happens again? It won't happen the same way twice. But something else might happen. That's why we train. That's why we prepare. You know what the weirdest part is? Sarah says. I'm a better pilot now. That experience, as terrible as it was, made me better. I don't take anything for granted anymore. Every safe landing feels like a gift. Rebecca understands this. Surviving something that should have killed you changes you. It makes you appreciate every normal day. James Carter changes careers. He becomes a flight instructor. If I can teach even one pilot to handle emergencies better, then that day meant something, he explains. The two F-35 pilots, Captain Torres and Captain Chen, stay in touch with Rebecca. They invite her to their squadron. She visits and is amazed by the respect they show her. "You're a legend to us," Captain Torres tells her. "Everything we do, we think, what would Viper do?" This makes Rebecca uncomfortable and proud at the same time. 5 years after the incident, Rebecca is invited to speak at a ceremony. United Airlines is retiring the aircraft from Flight 2847. It's been repaired and flew again, but now it's time to let it go. The plane sits in a museum now. A plaque next to it tells the story. United Flight 2847. Miracle at 20,000 feet. Saved by the courage of Captain Sarah Mitchell, First Officer James Carter, and Colonel Rebecca "Viper" Thornton. At the ceremony, all three of them stand together. Sarah. James. Rebecca. They survived something impossible. They saved 200 lives. A reporter asks Rebecca, "How does it feel to be called a hero?" Rebecca thinks carefully before answering. "I'm not a hero. I'm a pilot who had training and used it. The real heroes are the people who get up every day and do dangerous jobs. The pilots who fly safely thousands of times without recognition. The crews who prepare planes perfectly. The controllers who guide us safely. They're the real heroes. I just had one dramatic day. But people don't agree. To them, she's a hero. She's Viper. The legend who saved 200 lives. Rebecca has learned to accept this. She can't change people's minds. She can only keep doing what she thinks is right. She still consults. Still teaches. Still shares her knowledge. And sometimes, late at night, she thinks about that day. About how scared she was. About how close they came to dying. About how she walked forward when she wanted to run away. That's what courage really is, she realizes. Not the absence of fear. But acting despite fear. That's what she teaches now. To pilots. To students. To anyone who will listen. When the moment comes, when people need you, you won't feel ready. You'll be scared. You'll doubt yourself. But you'll have your training. You'll have your skills. And you'll have a choice. To act or to hide. Choose to act. Always choose to act. Her students listen. They take notes. They ask questions. And somewhere, on some future flight, when something goes wrong, one of them will remember her words. Will remember Viper. Will remember that courage isn't about being fearless. It's about acting despite fear. That's Rebecca's legacy now. Not just the lives she saved. But the lessons she teaches. The courage she inspires. She didn't choose to be a legend. She didn't want recognition. She just wanted to help. But sometimes the world needs heroes. Sometimes people need someone to show them what's possible. To show them that ordinary people can do extraordinary things when the moment demands it. Rebecca Thornton is that person. Call sign Viper. The pilot who fought for lives at 20,000 feet. The woman who walked into a dying cockpit and refused to let 200 people die. She saved them all. And in doing so, she showed the world what courage really means. Years from now, pilots will still study what happened on United Flight 2847. They'll analyze every decision. Every action. Every choice. And they'll learn that sometimes, in the darkest moments, when all hope seems lost, one person with the right skills and the courage to use them can make all the difference. That's the story of Viper. That's the legacy of Rebecca Thornton. Not just a hero, but a teacher. A guide. A reminder that courage lives in all of us, waiting for the moment when we need it most. And when that moment comes, we have a choice. To hide in fear. Or to stand up and fight. Rebecca chose to fight. And 200 people lived because of that choice. That's what being a hero really means.